Hello! Hello! Hello and welcome to the motherfucking goddamn motherfucking ship. Motherfuckers. Not you. You guys are not motherfuckers. You guys are cool and I appreciate you. But there are some motherfuckers out there, ain't there? Hey, thank you for joining us on this episode of the MEILOORUN Mail Run. I'm not sure... No, that's not good. I'm not sure what episode it is. I apologize. It's like maybe 11. 11? Anyway, this episode of the MEILOORUN Mail Run is brought to you by a very, very good friend. A very good friend of the channel. And his name is Dylan. And I think y'all know, y'all have, if you've been around my channel, you've probably seen Dylan. You've heard me talk about Dylan. Dylan is actually, will be our first return, I guess not guest, you would call it, but, Dylan is the first individual, Dylan will be the first individual who will be sponsoring a MEILOORUN Mail Run twice. So hey, Dylan sent Lack Sivrak this package. Isn't that lovely? Yes. Yes it is. So let's open it. Oh look! It appears that this package addressed to General Lack Sivrak has already been opened. Oh my god. I hope nothing's missing. I hope the mailman didn't open it. Maybe it just... Oh, you know what? It looks like maybe it was just caught on something and it tore. I don't know, but I'm not concerned because, you know, it's addressed to General Lack Sivrak, and I am General Lack Sivrak. So hey, let's pop. Let's see what Dylan did for us. Dylan. How do you like this hat, by the way? This is my hat I've had for quite a while. I don't use it much, to be honest with you. But this hat band is a beaver hat band, and that was my father's hat band. I think he said he won it in a card game because he really liked it with somebody else's, and he won it. And then he almost got in a fight because the guy didn't want to give it up. And that was like in 1965. So it's a pretty old hat band. And I still have my father's hat, which actually looks a lot like this, except it's old and tattered. It's in a storage unit safe somewhere. One day we'll look at it, because it's an old motherfucking hat. And it's got some what they call the character, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, back to Dylan's MEILOORUN Mail Run. MEILOORUN Mail Run. Lobot? I think it was Lobot. It might have been Rozaf, who are like my number 1 and 2 fucking... Man, you guys are fucking awesome. I love you guys. I think it was Lobot, though. He said, what is the orientation... What? What's the origination of the term MEILOORUN? And of course, MEILOORUN is a fruit from Star Wars that we learned in Rebels. And you can actually see it in Cyril's. I'm sure everybody knows this, but you know when Cyril's getting his ass chewed out by his mom and Andor? There's 2 MEILOORUN fruits on the bottom of the thing. Anyway, back to the MEILOORUN Mail Run. Dylan, you son of a gun, you. So we had a live stream, if y'all remember, where we were making customs. And look, I probably say this a lot, but Dylan is the first person. Look at this. Look at what Dylan has procured for the mothership. Look at this. This is 1, 2, 3. How many we got here? 4 Ziploc bags, man! Fuck yeah! No, look at what's in these Ziploc bags, you guys. Look, this is why I like to wear cowboy hats, because, like, I can see y'all, but you can't see me, and, like, Am I just drinking my beer at the bar? Or is this motherfucker about to slit somebody's motherfucking throat, motherfucker? No, look at what Dylan... Y'all can't see because of the glare, but these are 4 Power of the Force 2. Check this out. Power of the Force 2. Oh, come on. Ugh. I was fucking my old lady the other night, right? And she was telling me, she said, deeper, deeper, harder, harder. I looked around, I said, tighter, tighter! Motherfuckers. God damn. Feel free to use that joke anytime. Oh, wow, look, and they got... Usually when you buy these Power of the Force 2 Vaders, they never have the lightsaber, but this... It looks like all these have the lightsaber. Look. Anyway, these capes are also useful. They're not necessarily useful on this figure, but they are useful, so don't get rid of these either. But everybody should know, I guess, unless you're fucking new to the channel, which ain't nobody new to the channel showing up in quite a while, so I don't know what y'all are doing. Like, call your friends. Y'all have to have friends. I mean... Y'all are my friends. You guys are my friends. Power of the Force 2. Everybody should know. God damn it. Lack's not prepared. Alright, y'all want to see Lack fall over backwards in a chair? Yeah! So, y'all have obviously seen... actually, here's a Vader cape that's cut into a more appropriate length combat cape. But so, Power of the Force 2 Vaders are the bodies of my Toklat mercenary group. Which, of course, again, if you're new to the channel, check that video out. And if you're not new to the channel, then you know what the Toklat mercenary group is. And they're my custom mercenary army. They're not my mercenaries. They're your mercenaries, if that makes sense. Like, they're not mercenaries to me. They're all my friends, and they're loyal, and we're really partners in the Toklat outpost. You know, which is an extremely far-rimmed, trading outpost. But we hire out for jobs, you know, so that's why we call ourselves a mercenary group, because we will hire. They're not mercenaries to me. That's where people misunderstand. They think, oh, they're mercenaries, so I can just maybe get them away from old Lack. But they're mercenaries to the public. They're not my mercenaries. They're my fucking friends and family and loved ones, ride or die, and they will never ever fucking whatever mutiny. So give it your best shot. Here's another Power of the Force 2. Power of the Force 2 Vader from Dylan. Y'all go check out Professor V on the internet. That's Dylan's granddad. Professor V, V-E-E. He is a practitioner of his own martial art. And he's passed away now. Not Dylan, but Dylan's grandfather. But that's Dylan's people. That's cool, huh? I just learned that the other day. So look, 2 Power of the Force 2 complete Vaders so far. There's 4 Vaders total, I'm saying. And I see that they all have capes. And they all appear to have lightsabers. So not... You know, to some people, and like Dylan, you know, like Dylan probably said, hey, you know, the motherfucker said he needed Vaders, and he got me some Vaders. But what Dylan doesn't know is that he didn't just get me 4 Vaders. He got me 4 capes, and he got me 4 red lightsabers on top of the 4 Vaders, if that makes sense, right? Because to all my kit bashers and my customizers, you know, like, obviously this is what Lack Sivrak uses. And hey, I really don't know where all my Vader heads are, but I'm gonna have a bunch of Vader heads, and I don't have a plan for them yet. If any guys out there or gals, peoples, need maybe a Vader head, let me know. But yeah, Dylan. So look, so that's number 3. 3 Vaders, 3 capes, 3 red lightsabers. Which to Dylan, he's thinking, yeah, motherfucker, I bought 4 Darth Vaders. Okay, but you have to know that as a customizer, each accessory is exciting in itself. Because of reasons, asshole. No, nobody's an asshole here except this guy. Look at this. 4 red lightsabers. That's very, very cool. I already have plans for those. Not so much like a Knights of Ren kind of a thing, but I guess for lack of a better, the Knights of Ren are nothing. But what they could have been was the fucking bomb.com. You know, but we've definitely already had like ancient Siths and mystics and stuff like that. So the Knights of Ren is not like an original idea. Does that make sense? Like, it's not actually original, you know, because we've already seen, like I said, mystic ancients, you know, who deal in magic and sorcery and shit like that. This guy, only Lack Sivrak really knows who this guy is. This is like Andor. This is my Melshi to my Andor, right? So Lack Sivrak, this is his number 2 man. And this dude is a fucking ancient. He's an ancient mystic warrior. Like on his file card or whatever, that's all I would say. Lack Sivrak knows more about him, but that's classified. You know, most people think he is just a separatist, but he just he's older than that even. But yeah, he's an ancient mystic warrior. Old motherfucker. But as you notice, that's the Vader body, right? And y'all have seen, I can't, not prepared. I'm not wearing any pants, so I don't want to stand up off camera too much. Because I'm not wearing any pants. No, I'm kidding. Just as an example, there's lots of them, but here's another one. Here's a Transdoshan Toclap mercenary group. I don't know if that's really helping anybody. So yeah, dig it. This is awesome, Dylan, and I really appreciate you, brother. And I'm working on that thing. I'll probably talk to you before this drops, but I'm working on that thing. But I want to say this to you right now. I'm working on that thing, but I have to tell you, you know as much about it as I do, because I don't, you know what I mean? You know as much about it as I do. So you need to fucking www.com some of that shit too, because that's all I'm doing, you know, and it takes time. It takes time. And time is precious, and time is valuable, and I don't have a lot of it. But I do love you, Dylan, and I appreciate these. And as soon as I get some sort of like fucking like Filipino-looking fucking head or something, or like you're gonna be in my Toclap mercenary group. Because you're a badass. You're a badass motherfucker, Dylan. And you need to be. Dylan thinks he's gonna fucking have these guys mutiny against me. That's what he's been joking to me about. Ha 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 ha. But they will fucking murder you. Because they're not mercenaries to me. They're my family. We just hire out to other motherfuckers. And sometimes these other motherfuckers we don't hire out to. But this is much appreciated. Now, I also need, and I'm not saying send them to me. I'm just saying, I know I need a Lobot, okay? And this is for you, Lobot. I know you said you're making a custom, but I'm gonna make one too, just for the halibut. Maybe I'll send you mine, you send me yours. Ooh, touch it. No, I need a Lobot. I have promoted our friend Lobot from our community. He is the aide-de-camp, and he is the lieutenant colonel in the Toclap mercenary group, and so he needs his own figure now. Now, much like Laxivrak, a Laxivrak head does not look copacetic on this Vader body. Right? The Transdoshans and the Mon Calamaris and the Wookiees and all those bigger fucking bodied creatures do look... Because Vader, obviously Vader, he got some bulk on him, right? But it's not unrealistic. It's not unrealistic. Look at that. Look at that. I'll take my shirt off and do it. I can do it almost as good as the fucking Rock, but he's sexy and I'm not. Which is fine. But I'll wrestle you anytime, Rock. Whether you want to call it a shoot match or a fucking work or whatever. You know? And I'm not saying it like I'm a badass. You'll probably kick my ass. But I'm not fucking scared to get in there and pop my pecs with you and you know, I might put you in a fucking hold. Who knows? But you'd probably kick my ass because you're like a second or third generation, you know, badass. So I'm not calling out the fucking Rock. That's for fucking sure. But hey, Dwayne, if you want to hang out, I think you're a cool motherfucker. And I loved your dad, man. I thought your dad was fucking thebomb.com. And yeah, dude, old school is the best school. Look, Dwayne. Saying your dad is cool made me tear up. So, yeah, I like The Rock. The Rock's a cool dude. I didn't like the fucking Attitude Era and all that bullshit, and I think Vince McMahon is a fucking piece of shit. And at that time, I didn't like The Rock or Stone Cold or any of those people because they all represented that bullshit. But Dwayne Johnson, like, as a person in his heart, I think he's probably a cool motherfucker. He's probably alright. So, yeah, motherfucking duh. So we got 4 of these, 4 capes, 4 lightsabers. Very exciting, very exciting. I have a group of ninja type. Whoa! I got off track. I did want to say, much like Laxivrak, the bodies don't match with a Laxivrak head. And I'm concerned that a Lobot, Power of the Force 2 Lobot head, is going to look small on a Vader body. So what I do for that, which I don't even know if I have one here. Oh yeah, here we go. Now this guy's missing his hand. But it's here. God damn, see, I always do that, motherfuckers. But so, see, Laxivrak's body, this is a Death Star gunner body. Which is an extremely okay, not extremely okay. What do they call that? It's an accepted alternative in the Toklat mercenary group for the Vader survival suit, right? And also, oddly enough, at least so far, because this is the only one, we also can consider this more of like, more of like an officer's, right? Like, this is like full combat gear, you know, survival suit, armor, pressurized, whatever's going on here. You know, and then so Lobot, as the aide-de-camp and as the colonel or lieutenant colonel or whatever rank I forgot what I told you were. Sorry, Lobot, but I love you. You know, those guys can get away with wearing a much more relaxed, not relaxed, but, see, he's missing his arm, but see, he has a pauldron and shit. I take fucking Laxivrak to places and I, you know, like take pictures of him or whatever. You know, and I put him in a Ziploc bag, and everything is cool, and then somehow I get back home, and this motherfucker is always missing a hand. You know, I just don't understand that. And like, you know what I mean? My whole, like, I can keep up with shit. I'm not that kind of person. I put them all in a little Ziploc, and I fold them up. Like, I went to Houston, you know, for whatever holiday that was. And, you know, I put my Laxivraks in a bag, and I was going to take fucking pictures of them and all that bullshit, and everything was fine. I never lost the hand. You know, I put them all back in the bag, put them in a backpack, and sent them, you know, put them on the airplane. And then I come back here, and I open the bag, and I'm doing something, you know, and I'm sure the hand is in here, but like now the hand's gone. Now it's gone. Which y'all know is like an ongoing thing, right? Because we've already cut the fucking hand off of this guy to fix a missing hand, and now look, it's the same fucking hand! Oh! It's the same hand. All right. Yeah, all right. Dylan. This episode of the MEILOORUN Mail Run is brought to you by Dylan. And he's a cool dude, and we appreciate him. And two of these have already are spoken for as far as characters. Possibly spoken for. One, we will get a Lobot head, and we will try to see if the Lobot head is proportionate with this motherfucker. And if not, it's fine. We'll put it on a Death Star gunner, like he's still in the Toklat mercenary group, you know. And then hopefully we can find, and I'll search. Sometimes I even search on eBay, you know, because like there's a lot of real custom people out there who sculpt shit and make heads. Like I'm just a kit basher, you know. I don't even know if what I do is art. You know what I mean? I mean, I like to participate in other forms of what I would call art. Like if I have a blank piece of paper and a pencil and I draw a picture, okay, that's art, you know. But like action figure people who like sculpt, like you can sculpt my face in clay, not your 3D imaging bullshit, but like a real artist, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody who has a clump of clay and then they make it look like you know, and then we go have it bronzed and the motherfucker's in a museum. Like that's art, motherfucker. So what I'm saying is when I'm doing kit bashing, I don't even know if that's considered art, you know. It's like the ancient, it's not ancient, but it's like the, you know, the argument of photography argument, you know. Digital photography versus darkroom film photography, you know, and like, who knows? Who knows? I have to, you know, I'm going to give you my opinion on that, but not all of my opinion. If more time is taken in the Photoshop than the actual setup time to take the photo, it may not be photography. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying it's not art, but I'm saying like all of us, well, maybe not all of us, but like most all of us took photography in high school, right? And like I took it in high school and college. I loved it. I was really into it. I enjoyed it. I actually had a dark room there for a while. I mean, I did it like I mean, you know, I have a fucking weird personality, and I attack shit, and I do it to death, and then then I'm done with it forever. Not forever, but sometimes forever. But yeah, so my point is that, you know, if you're out there taking a portrait of a person and you're trying to, especially like outside or inside, I guess. Inside is the same. That's the other thing, too. People used to argue about studio portraits and natural. Like, this argument's gone on forever, you know? But it's weird that, like, all the arguments up into a point were arguments about something that was real. Like, it's real. It is real, right? Like there's a mechanical thing that happens. Like, I need to fucking transfer the light onto this fucking film, you know? And being outside or inside, everybody said, well, you have to go outside because there's nobody had electricity. So then when they had electricity, they're like, wow, do you know that you can do this inside? Wow. Excuse me. I hate to be like some people, but my nose is itching or something. I don't know. Sorry. That was rude. There's no fluid involved with that. Anyway, yeah, I just think it's strange. If you're spending more time on Photoshop making the thing shine off of the end of fucking Cobra Commander's fucking knife or something, if you're spending more time doing that than actually setting up the thing and getting the right light and thinking, oh fuck, I want to shoot it, you know, my goddamn angle's gonna be from north to south, you know, and so like I need to wait till noon or whatever, you know, whatever time you might want to. You know, maybe you want to go out there at sunset because you want to take a picture of a fucking cowboy on a horse. You know what I'm saying? So, that's all. But and I guess it's not even an opinion, but it may be a question, or it may be a. It's not a question. What's halfway between an opinion and a question? Like a hypothesis, you know, like a person shouldn't be able to get in trouble for a hypothesis. But my hypothesis is in the realm of reality, not my reality or your reality, but the actual reality. If you spend more time photoshopping a shiny thing off of the visor of fucking Cyclops than actually taking the photo of Cyclops, what you're doing may not be photography. And it may be, but it may not be. It may not be. You know, but that's neither here nor there. Dylan. We need a fucking... I'm trying to think of who would make a Dylan. Like, you could probably make a Lando head into a Dylan, but... There's something out there that's... And that's like purely if you get the right... Like, Lando's not the right skin tone as Dylan, but you can find painted Landos. Like, right? Because, like, Lando comes in various fucking shades throughout the history of time. But I think Billy D. Williams has been the same shade his whole life. I think. I don't know. I don't know. I seem to be getting more pink in my older age. Why is that? I used to be much more of a bronzy kind of a little bit more like this wall. But now I'm getting kind of like red. I don't know. I don't know what that age, I guess. Poor diet. Dylan's on me about my diet, and I'm working on it. Dylan, the last piece of bread I ate, I have to tell you, the last piece of bread I did eat, I put it in my mouth, and I went, oh, you know what, that doesn't even fucking taste good, and I spit it out. And then, the last potato I ate, I did the same thing. Like, I didn't have no ketchup. I like ketchup on my potatoes, you know, but I had no ketchup, which is fine. And I like butter, which is not unhealthy for you. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I can't believe it's not butter. That shit's bad for you. But I had this chunk of fucking real nice potato too, and I put it in my mouth and I chewed it up and I spit it out and I said, "Is that what potatoes taste like? Is that what potatoes taste like when they don't have butter and ketchup on them? I don't remember them tasting like that." And I said, "Fuck that! I'm done with that too." So literally in the last like 2 days, I had a bite of a steak, and I had like 3 weed gummies. Like, that's my secret to fucking losing weight. I'm working on it, Dylan. Dylan's a good guy. Sometimes he pesters people. No, I'm kidding. I love you, Dylan. You're a good guy. 4 of these. Thank you, Dylan. MEILOORUN Mail Run. I think we're going to close it. Because I could sit here and bullshit. I'm taking away from the MEILOORUN Mail Run by just bullshitting. And I apologize. Dylan, you are the fucking coolest dude. Sending me 4 Power of the Force 2 complete Vaders. 4 Vaders, 4 capes, 4 red lightsabers. Anyway, I appreciate it. Thank you, Dylan. This has been Lax Ivrak. I am your commander. This is the mothership. This has been the 11th episode, I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm not editing, so you'll know in the title. But this has been a MEILOORUN Mail Run brought to you by Dylan. Look for Dylan on my lives or in my comment section. Look for Dylan at Everyday Fish Keeping with Dan. Listen to this cocksucker fucking up my goddamn outro. Anyway, you remember when wrestlers used to get their pictures taken like this? You know, like that used to be like a fucking like. They used to be like a legitimate move, you know, like the fucking I did this to a guy in a fight one time. I was losing. There was 3 of them, and I wasn't losing yet, but I was about to. And I was doing good, and like I don't know, I was being too calm. I was covering up. Pop, 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 pop. You know, and the one guy snuck in and got me. You know, and I went, ooh, that pissed me off. You know, but there's 3 of them, and I'm fucking. And they're not really hurting me because they're hitting a lot of this, you know. And somehow the one guy is pretty big, and he gets me somehow, and He might have got me over... Yeah, I think he got me over here, on this side of me. But anyway, so finally I got tired of it. And I just thought, fuck this, we're not in a boxing ring. But I got him in the fucking... I put my thumb in his fucking eye, and then I put my fingers behind his ear like this. And I squeezed that motherfucker. Whoop! And a bunch of fucking shit came out. It was like clear. A bunch of clear shit came out. And then there was like maybe like a... I didn't see any blood. But that motherfucker screamed and ran away. And when he ran away, them other two motherfuckers ran away too. Because he was the big badass. But anyway, yeah, it was awful. And then they tried to say Anyway, it was a whole big deal with the cops and shit. Luckily, there was two old ladies there eating their dinner. And they said, no, those three gentlemen jumped that young man, and he was just being nice to people, and they didn't like him. You know, but they tried to say, because I kicked their ass, that that's apparently a generation older than me thinks whoever loses is not at fault. No, I don't think that's right, because I had to tell the cop that. I was like, wait a minute, so this guy got his ass kicked and so I'm going to jail? No, these three motherfuckers jumped me and wanted to fucking beat me up for whatever fucking reason. Like, fuck you guys. Like, now I have to fight the cops because, you know, like, I'm not going to jail. That's bullshit. Like, so luckily, hey, you two old ladies who were minding your own business and told the cops what happened, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I never got to say that, you know? Because the truth does not always fucking prevail. But it did in that case, so thank you very much. Dylan, MEILOORUN Mail Run's on you, brother. Love you, man. We'll get a Lobot put on one of these, and we'll find some sort of badass Filipino biker fucking jujitsu neck slitting motherfucker to make the other one, and like, you know, probably put goddamn fucking like predator blades on his fucking hand. I don't have a guy like that yet, but like the fucking Dylan Toklat Mercenary Group motherfucking guy, he will have a fucking blade on his arm like the fucking Predator, because that just seems like a real Professor V Dylan type fucking badass Star Wars. If Professor V met Star Wars, that kind of, with respect. Anyway, this has been General Lax Evrak, longest outro ever, saying, I gotta lose this. But I'm working on it. I'm doing good. I'm down from 360 pounds to 293 pounds. So, we're going to try to do 100 Hindu squats today at one time. Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully by the time this drops, that'll be nothing. I can do about half of that without stopping. But I just started doing it. I just started doing them like a week ago. And look, the first time I did it, I literally did 10 and I thought I was going to fucking die. Because I'd never done them before. Those are awesome. Look up the Hindu squat. That's what you need to be doing. Courtesy of Karl Gotch. Courtesy of 3,000 years ago Indian fucking wrestlers. But courtesy of Karl Gotch. This is Lax Evrak saying... Oh. 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 This is also General Lax Evrak saying... This is also General Lax Evrak saying...